With 11 games, it was a busy midweek in MLS, particularly for those with ground to make up in the playoff race. Neither champions Columbus nor the New York Red Bulls could afford any more slip-ups, while Inter Miami's charge took them to the East's bottom club. And it's in Canada that we begin our review.
Having lost 5 in a row, Toronto's playoff chances were slim at best.
Good header from Buchanan, the boy from Brampton.
But they faced a resurgent Inter Miami. Who sensed an opportunity to move above the line.
Gonzalo Higuain, and it's slammed into the roof of the net.
They're flying like the SS Enterprise.
Inter Miami just 2 points off the final playoff position.
Commentary comes from Phil Blacker.
Soteldo wins the free kick and takes it very quickly. Larea, Marsman got an important glove to it. And before Osorio can get there, the whistle has gone. But what's the referee given here? The appeals are for the penalty decision and the red card as well. Gregory, the skipper, is the one that's been sent off. He's offside, isn't he, Richie Larea, when Soteldo took that kick. So everything that followed becomes academic. There may yet be a reprieve. I think there has been. Well, he's very, very fortunate. This is Chapman. It's a really good ball. Lawrence with a challenge on Robinson. And he's off. Straight red card for Kamara Lawrence. As Robbie Robinson was in on goal before he was hauled back from behind. Morgan the favourite to strike it. It is Lewis Morgan. Took a touch, I think, but didn't trouble the target. Pizarro the target. Well-weighted ball into his path, brings it down. Vasilev, good save, Bono. Reacted really well. Pizarro did brilliantly. Vasilev didn't do a lot wrong with the attempted finish. Sheffield to chase after this, to put the pressure on Gonzalez Perez and get his shot away. Forcing the save from Marsman, he did really well. Didn't look an awful lot on. Bradley finds Achara. This is Delgado. Looking for Osorio. Figal across. Marsman closed down by Soteldo. Schaffelberg! And was that over the line? It's a big shout. It looked very close. Figal going back to his goalkeeper. Marsman was put under pressure by Soteldo. He panicked a little bit. It's hard to tell definitively because of the positioning of the goalkeeper's body. If it's not definitive, then they can't give it. And it hasn't been given. Halfway through the 6 added minutes. This is McCoon. Gets it back from Robinson. Mavinga's challenge. Penalty. Penalty into Miami. Deep into stoppage time. We might now have a decisive moment in the match. So McCoon, who's never scored an MLS goal, is stepping up to seize responsibility in stoppage time. A massive moment. Oh, coolly taken penalty. How about that for confidence? With the skip and the step. And then strokes it into the corner. Toronto will count themselves hard done by, no doubt about that. Full time at BMO Field. Toronto FC 0, Inter Miami 1.
Sometimes you win games of football, and we were probably lucky tonight to win a game of football. We won a game of football because of the courage of probably a player that just keeps growing and getting better and better, and that's Christian McCoon. And the way he went forward to win the penalty, and then the courage to stand up and take the penalty, I thought was sensational. That boy's been right to the very top with that kind of attitude, confidence, bravery, and the way he took his penalty was first class.
Canada against Florida Part 2, but with CF Montreal making the trip south to the Sunshine State to face Orlando, the club that sat third in the East. Mathieu Chouanier shocked the home side by volleying home Romel Kyoto's cross on a night when a lot went wrong for the Lions. Orlando suffered a setback last time out, well beaten in Atlanta. And when Nani tripped Georgi Mihailovic, they had big problems again. The former Portugal international had already been booked, so Oscar Pereira's side would now have to play for almost an hour a man down. Montreal very quickly made their numerical advantage count. Kyoto's clinical finish established a 2-goal lead, leaving Orlando with a very steep mountain to climb. A huge boost then that from Mauricio Pereira's free kick, they suddenly found a foothold. Robin Janssen had only ever appeared on an MLS score sheet with an OG next to his name before the goal that gave his team hope. Renewed optimism they managed to carry into the second half when Benji Michel set off on a quest to complete an unlikely comeback. Montreal carved apart, and Juan rammed home the message that his depleted team had no intention of surrendering meekly. The Canadians introduced a couple of subs as they tried to regain the initiative, and Lassi Lapalainen needed only 4 minutes on the field to make an impact, helped by another assist from the outstanding Kyoto. Orlando's fate was sealed 11 minutes from the end when another sub made his presence felt. Sanusi Ibrahim quickest to Mihailovic's corner to tuck away his second goal since joining Montreal. And the Nigerian's fresh legs continued to cause havoc for a tired defence. Soon after, he forced Andreas Pereira into desperate measures. Ibrahim outraged, Pereira out of the game, as Orlando finished a difficult night with only 9 men.
Orlando had been put to the sword by Atlanta at the weekend, and the Five Stripes were aiming to keep their momentum rolling against FC Cincinnati. Their summer signing from Lille took the hint.
Oh, that is spectacular! Welcome to Major League Soccer, Luis Araújo!
Cincinnati's own Brazilian Brenner had a glorious chance to equalise, but blazed over the bar. There was better news for another South American, Joseph Martinez nodding home from Alan Franco's header. Argentine star Ezequiel Barco was desperate to get in on the act. The woodwork coming to the rescue for Cincinnati before Przemysław Titon saved Luis Araújo's follow-up. Now fully fit, Martinez was looking more like his old self. His last MLS double was 2 years ago against Cincinnati, before he repeated the trick here, that is.
Martinez! Cool as you like!
Barco's influence is growing. His low free kick made it 5 goals and 4 assists since the start of August, as Atlanta completed a 4-0 rout.
DC United have won 5 of their last 6 at Audi Field, and Jordi Reyna's vision soon put the Chicago Fire in trouble. Ola Kamara's attempt to latch onto that clever pass was hindered by Carlos Terán, a tug on the shirt that put Kamara in familiar territory, taking the penalty himself. The third he'd converted in as many matches. Chicago's response was spirited, with Miguel Navarro setting up a wonderful chance for Luka Stojanovic. The Serbian may still be wondering how he missed, but soon had the chance to make amends after Fabian Herber's pinched possession and embarked on a determined run. Bill Hamid's agility the stumbling block that time for Stojanovic, and DC were set to make the most of their double escape. When Kevin Paredes toyed with John Espinosa, his flamboyant fall made sure the defender paid a heavy price for waving a leg in the winger's direction. Referee David Ganter was convinced. So cue that man Kamara again. Second penalties are often tricky. He chose the same corner, and though Bobby Shuttleworth guessed right, No stopping Kamara's 7th successful penalty of the season, leaving him just 2 shy of the MLS record. DC were keen to have things all but wrapped up by half-time. Paul Arriola desperately unlucky not to add a third. But no prizes for guessing who did. From Julian Gressel's cross, Kamara completed the hat-trick. With his 16th of the season, the Norwegian hit the front in the race for the Golden Boot.
After being held to a draw by DC last time out, the New York Red Bulls aimed for a more positive outcome at the Columbus Crew. Saad Abdul Salam's mistake led to Patrick Klimala volleying goalward, Aloy Room with the fine save. The Red Bulls hadn't won any of their last 8 games in Columbus, but when the MLS Cup champions failed to clear and Drew Yearwood found Klimala, the Poles' 5th goal of the term meant a rare success in Ohio was on. Lucas Zelarejan's free kick deceived many, but not Carlos Coronel as the Crew looked for a leveller. Caleb Porter's team had lost 8 of their last 9 matches, and they desperately needed some inspiration. It was provided by Alexandru Matan, whose skillful run and shot forced Coronel into action before a familiar foe scored for a 2nd straight home match against the New York club.
Does it again to the Red Bulls!
An even more accustomed sight this season for Columbus fans has been their Barcelona-born forward coming from off the bench to score crucial goals. And their number 27 was at it again.
Maybe your most massive goal of the season!
The Crew securing a huge 3 points.
To Red Bull Arena and a cross-conference meeting. New York City FC, well placed in the Eastern playoff mix, facing an FC Dallas side striving to force their way into the picture in the West. Commentary comes from Dan Roebuck.
Paxton Pomykal, can he get the cross in? It's towards O'Brien! What a start for FC Dallas! In the 4th minute, they lead at New York City FC. Hada O'Brien steals in a mistake from Tinnerholm. A confident finish and his 5th of the season. Medina to swing in. Dallas will clear. This is Tinnerholm. And again, Tajori Shradi. Still Tajori Shradi, really good run. It's towards Medina. He can take it down. Oh, and he can find Maxi Morales! New York City FC are level. It's a really good finish from the Argentine, but how about the assist from Jesus Medina? Takes it down inside the area. The back heel is delicious, and the finish thunderous. Talles Magno, Tinnerholm, Acevedo clips it towards Tor Aronson, 4 inside the penalty area. Morales is Medina! New York City FC have turned it around. Felipe made the save, but Medina was on hand to tap home from close range. It's his 8th of the season, but it's the first for almost 2 months. Martinez for FC Dallas. Here he is again. Driving forward over the halfway line. Pepe to turn in between 2 New York City FC players. That's really good work. Ferreira, real disguise on the shot. Sean Johnson can't believe it. Terrific finisher, a really clever goal. Pepe with the assist, and Ferreira gets his 4th goal in his last 4 appearances, and we're 2-2. Parks. Acevedo. Space once more over on the left-hand side. Medina. Tor Aronson, whose delivery has been excellent all night. This is Talles Magno! The teenager with the first goal for New York City FC. Terrific ball in from the left-hand side, and a confident finish from the young Brazilian. Medina for New York City FC. Acevedo. O'Brien does really well. Ricarte. O'Brien has continued his run here. The first touch is good. The second finds the back of the net. And Dallas, incredibly, have levelled here with 3-3. Ronny Deila cannot believe it. Acevedo lost the ball. Ricarte find O'Brien, and he's got his second. Tumasi, time to deliver the cross, perhaps. Cleared away by Shano. Danjuma takes a touch. Danjuma! What a save, Sean Johnson. That was dipping underneath the crossbar. And what a hit by Danjuma. This would have been some goal. Keaton Parks, final minute of the 90. Pereira intercepts, Zelalem slides in. Thiago Andrade with a poor challenge. This is a yellow card to the Brazilian. And it could go to review. Just look at this challenge, that's nasty. Well, Joseph Dickerson has seen it again, and he will upgrade this to a red card. Thiago Andrade sent off. It's finished 3-3 at Red Bull Arena.
We came here with an expectation and a desire to win. I think we showed that in our character. I think we showed that in our personality, in our energy, our intensity, our fight, our ability to respond when we were down. But at the end of the day, it fell short of 3 points, which is the only result we came here to get. The result of a draw is the product of all the things I just described, which I'm going to grab and certainly are positives.
Sporting Kansas City were targeting top spot in the West. Ethan Finley's early pile driver suggested Minnesota United might be in the mood to thwart their ambitions. But with Seattle in League's Cup action, unable to defend the leadership, SKC had a huge incentive. Tyler Miller denied Daniel Shallowy, but could do nothing to prevent Kyrie Shelton from setting the home side on their way in a commanding first-half performance. Shelton was soon in the thick of the action again, rattling the post before Roger Espinosa got the follow-up all wrong. The Loons coach Adrian Heath must have feared the worst, and the pressure on Minnesota continued to mount.
Russell to the byline, cutting it across to Shallowy, and this time the Hungarian assassin snipes it home!
Needing 3 goals now, the outlook was bleak for a Minnesota side who'd only managed that many in total across their previous 5 games. When Miller and Shelton tangled shortly before half-time, video review intervened to offer SKC the chance to move even further clear. Johnny Russell on the spot. Power and precision. You'd never have known it was almost 3 years since the Scotsman last scored a penalty. He remained a thorn in Minnesota's side after the break.
Now Johnny Russell, look at that first touch, putting it across for Cam Duke, who slots it home!
SKC stepped up to the summit with their widest winning margin of the season.
Hot on SKC's heels, the Colorado Rapids, who were in Portland to face a Timbers side that had won 3 straight on the road before returning to Providence Park. Robin Fraser's team should have opened the scoring. Jonathan Lewis with a glaring miss. With halftime approaching, a setback for the Timbers. Bill Tuiloma tangled with Mark Anthony Kaye. The Rapids players' reaction saying it all. A second yellow for the New Zealander. Armando Villarreal sending off the defender for this challenge on the Canadian international. Past the hour and the game suddenly opened up. Kaye found Andrei Shinyashiki, and this time Lewis did find the target. The Timbers had scored in all bar 1 of their home games this season, though, and responded almost immediately. Felipe Mora with his 10th goal of 2021. Some say the catalyst for the Rapids' impressive campaign has been the form of Michael Barrios, and you can see why when the Colombian produces goals like this. Although only he will know if it was a cross or a shot. However, the Timbers showed real resilience when, in the first minute of added on time, they grabbed an equaliser through Sebastian Blanco to push their unbeaten run to 4 matches and deny the Rapids a 7th away win.
The Houston Dynamo arrived in LA with fresh impetus, lifted by their first win in 17 games at the weekend. And Fafa Pico, who scored twice in that success, picked up where he left off. It stayed that way beyond the hour mark until Houston made the mistake of leaving the LA Galaxy's Chicharito in plenty of space, and Dejan Joveljic spotted the opportunity. A terrific header from the Mexican in his second match since recovering from the calf injury that had ruled him out since June. As both sides went in search of a winner, Matias Vera let the Galaxy off the hook from Darwin Quintero's corner, leaving the home side still in a position to clinch victory in the closing minutes, when Sebastian Leget's cross looked tailor-made for Chicharito. But their supreme finisher couldn't achieve the usual outcome. His team had to make do with a third successive draw.
It was Austin FC who fell to the Dynamo at the weekend. Up against Los Angeles opposition themselves in the shape of LAFC. They thought they'd made the perfect start, but Sebastian Dreyus's effort was ruled out for offside. Cecilio Dominguez making his move a split second too soon. Regular watchers of Bob Bradley's team claim his side haven't been getting the results their performances deserve. They won a penalty here when Diego Fagundes handled inside the area. With Carlos Vela absent, Christian Arango took responsibility from the spot and gave LAFC the lead. Fagundes got the opportunity to atone for his error just 6 minutes later. Dominguez's shot struck the post, but the Uruguayan reacted fastest to level for Austin. However, as has been so often the case in their inaugural campaign, Austin failed to hold on for a point. Danny Mazowski, who'd only been introduced 5 minutes earlier, stole in to beat Brad Stuber as LAFC claimed a third straight success.
To our final fixture, which was a cracker in California. Real Salt Lake's interim coach Pablo Mastroni has overseen some high-scoring affairs, and this was no exception. The San Jose Earthquakes, the first to strike.
Chofis putting the shot on! A rocket!
RSL hit back just before half-time. Albert Rusnak picked out Damir Krylak, and Rubio Rubin was the man in the right place at the right time, snapping up his 6th goal of the campaign. The visitors were still on a high at the start of the second half. Pablo Ruiz seized on a clearance before finding Rusnak, who in turn found the bottom corner with impressive accuracy. Stung, San Jose were immediately back on the attack themselves. Chofis weaved his way through to make another eye-catching contribution and level the scores. The Mexican wasn't finished, completing his hat-trick in astonishing fashion, direct from a corner.
Goal! San Jose!
The home team's lead lasted a mere 6 minutes. Rusnak instrumental again, and Justin Merrim claimed an equaliser, which appeared to owe a lot to a touch from the Quakes defender Osvaldo Alanis. RSL were on track to end a 5-game losing streak on the road, but Krylak's clash with Tanner Beeson appeared to have put that in jeopardy when the referee went straight for the most severe punishment. Video review offered the Croatian redemption. With no malicious intent, the card was downgraded to a caution. One more painful blow to come for San Jose. Rubin's clever run to dispatch an equally smart pass from Rusnak and make it 4-3. Even in the 9th minute of stoppage time, the action was still at full throttle. Alanis let fly, and Paul Marie could only head wide of the unguarded goal as RSL edged a sensational match.
That victory for RSL takes them up to 6th in the West, with LAFC now occupying the final playoff position just behind them. SKC are the new leaders after their resounding win over Minnesota, a result that leaves the Loons in 8th.
It's as you were for the top 4 in the East, but DC and Montreal have strengthened their grip on post-season berths, and Atlanta are up into 7th. Having sat out this midweek, Philadelphia dropped 4 places to 9th.
A remarkable 43 goals were scored across Week 25's 11 games. We leave you with those that mattered most.
Here's a run from Rubin, a left foot. Pick it out. And free for Ola Kamara. Royalty in Kansas City. Cam Duke. Maybe your most massive goal of the season.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.